Sebastian, and this is from Mrs. Mann's class, and I'm reading Marshmallow by Clare, Newberry. Liver was a gray cat with tabby markings who lived in an apartment. Many a cat has to catch his dinner before he can eat it, but Oliver was lucky. When he was hungry, all he had to do was mention the fact to Miss Tilly, and she would open the refrigerator and get out livers or chopping beef. As Oliver never went out, he did not know that the world was full of other animals. The only mice in his life were gray fine ones filled with catnip, and the nearest thing to a rabbit he had ever seen was a stuffed plush Easter bunny. But Oliver did not care. Oliver did not care. Peace and quiet was what he wanted, and his meal on time. Life, however, cannot always be like that. One day, Miss Tilly called him from the kitchen. "Prowl," replied Oliver. He hurried over, expecting to find his dinner. Instead, Miss Tilly was smiling at something she held with her 2-cup hands. It was a small, white, and furry. "What do you think of this, Oliver?" she said. "This name is Marshmallow." She held the furry thing to her cheek. In a moment, then she said on the floor, it had pink eyes, a wiggly nose, and twitchy whiskers, and it was alive. Oliver was appalled. He took one wild look at the creature, then squinched his eyes tight shut. "Oliver, what's the matter with you?" cried Miss Tilly. "Don't you tell me you're afraid of a little tiny baby bunny." But Oliver was afraid he was too. Frightened, even run away, but crouched in the corner, opening and closed his eyes, if actually hurt them to look at a rabbit. It was Marshmallow. He was a very unhappy little bunny. All he wanted was to be home again with his nice, warm, fuzzy mother. If he had been a kitten, he would have had meowed. If he had been a puppy, he would have howled. If he had been a baby, he would have cried his eyes out. But being a bunny, he just sat still and felt sad. However, Marshmallow cheered up a bit when he had his dinner: a raw carrot, a bowl of rolls, oats in the bowl, said "dog" on it, for the shop did not have any dishes with rabbit or bunny on them. But Marshmallow could not read. This didn't much matter. He ate the green carrot top first, for he was thirsty. Then he munched the part of the carrot. After that, he tried the rolls, oats, eating with a little quick nibbles. Crunch, 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 crunch. When he had finished eating, he hopped into the bowl and took a nap. That night, Marshmallow slept in the bathroom on a bed made out of folded towel. It was not the same having a stuffed folding over cuddle against. Still, he did not cry. Nor did he yell or be breathed to sleep next morning. If he only you were nice and quiet like that, Oliver yawned. Miss Tilly, when Oliver woke, he scratched his mirror, then a bedroom door. Miss Tilly warmed some chopped beef for him, gave Marshmallow another carrot, and made herself some coffee and toast. Then she sat down at her tip. Ritter wrote a poem in praise of rabbits. A bunny is quite pet. A bunny is the best thing yet. A bunny never makes a sound. A bunny is nice to have around. Puppies whimper, bark, and growl. Kittens meow, and tomcats yowl. Birdies twitter, chirp, and tweet. Moo cows moo, and lambbags bleat. Some creatures low, others bray. Some hoot and honk and yap and or neigh. Most creatures make annoying noises, even little girls and boys. A bunny thought is never heard. He simply never says a word. A bunny delightful habit. No home's complete without a rabbit. That morning, Oliver felt much braver. He hardly squinted his eyes at all when he looked at the bunny. Now, in the afternoon, he was watching Marshmallow, feeling special that he would have a terrific and older wizard rabbit. Marshmallow, however, was like a tiny new baby that scarcely noticed what went on. He ate when he was hungry. For the rest of the time he slept, his paws tucked under him to keep them warm. Oliver began creeping toward Sleeping Bunny. His eyes glowed wickedly. Just as he got ready to spring, Miss Tilly cried, "Oliver, don't you dare hurt that bunny." Oliver sat up, blinking noticeably. "This just isn't going to work out," Miss Tilly told herself sadly. "Cats always have hunted rabbits, and I suppose they always will." She put Oliver in the other room, and after that she did not let him come near Marshmallow. Soon Marshmallow began eloping about the apartment, sniffing things. Everything seemed to taste pretty good. He nibbled the rugs, working very hard in one place until he gnawed books of the bookcase. He chewed Miss Tilly's table legs, and every time Miss Tilly sat down for a moment, he came hopping up cheerfully and to untie her shoelaces. He was very busy little bunny. Miss Tilly was surprised to find that he nibbled so many things besides carrots. She wrote another poem on her typewriter, which is called A Solemn Warning to Rabbit Lovers. A bunny nibbles all day long, and Bunny doesn't think it's wrong. He nibbles mittens, muffets, mops. He only pauses when he hops. He nibbles curtains, lamp cords, shoes. He only stops to take a snooze. Sofa pillows, ribbons, rugs. He takes a mouthful, then he tugs. Washes, boxes, books, and string. Bunny nibbles everything. One afternoon, Miss Tilly stayed up later than usual. When Oliver woke from his nap, there were no dinner waiting for him, so he strutted to the door of the other room, and he said, "Prow." There was no answer, but he could hear old sounds. The next morning, small scuff-filling noises caught his eye when in widened his ears, pointed suddenly forward. These sounds were made by Marshmallow's little feet, and he went lippity-lippity around the room. Marshmallow had discovered Miss Tilly's old plush Easter bunny, and he thoughtfully nibbled his whiskers. Now he was just stroking the room. and kicking up his heels for sheer joy of being alive. Oliver was listening and sniffing while his eyes grew bigger and bigger. "Prow!" he said again, and scratched impatiently at the door. When he did not good, he stood up on his hind leg, patting the doorknob. Finally, he reached up with both forepaws, and with one each side of the knob, it worked its way, and at last, with a small click, the door swung open, and Oliver padded silently into the next room. And there was that rabbit skipping about as if he hadn't care of the world. He would dash several feet in one, discovering stop suddenly and spring into the air. Then he would turn, dash back to his stern point, jump again, back, forward, and forth. Oliver watched with great interest. Each time a little rabbit whisked by, he lashed his tail and got ready to spring, but somehow he couldn't quite do it. Perhaps he remembered that Miss Tilly had told him not to hurt the bunny, or perhaps he was still just a bit afraid. Suddenly, Marshmallow sat up all tall and stared at the cat of his softly nosed twitch rapidly. He looked most inconvenient, but not the least alarmed. What this great strip animal, he wondered, could it possibly be his mother in a new coat? And while Oliver hesitated, trying to make up his mind to pounce, all at once Marshmallow scampered joyfully up to him and kissed him on the nose. Marshmallow shut his eyes and snuggled close, blissfully happy to find another furry animal. Even when Oliver opened his jaws and took a hold of him with his teeth, Marshmallow was not afraid. For the next moment, Oliver was licking his face as tenderly as a mother cat with her kitten, and like any mother cat, licked the fur in the wrong direction, so that stood and looked mussed up. After that, Miss Tilly let them play together every day, for she saw that they were friends. They roped like two kittens wherever the cat went. Marshmallow followed lippy-lippy right his heels. Whenever Oliver lay down to take a nap, the bunny cuddled up to get a pounce upon the bunny and brought him up as own kitten and aloft. Oliver never said so. I cannot help thinking that in time he came to agree with Miss Tilly that a bunny is a delightful habit. No home's complete without a rabbit. This book is Marshmallow, and he's napping, and Miss Tilly lays a little rabbit down, and she puts him in the living room. Because the cat can't be nice to the bunny. And after she gave him the bunny, she was like, he squinched his eyes really tight, and he said, "You can't be afraid of this little bunny." Then she put the bunny in the other room because she was about to pounce on him. And then Then the rabbit opened. Then the cat opened the door with his two front legs. He jumped up and grabbed the doorknob with his two front legs. Then he pulled himself up with his front leg. Then he got the back leg. Then somehow he moved himself around, and then with a tiny click, the door slammed open. And then he got close to the bunny, and he says, then every time he leaped, he was ready to pounce, but somehow he couldn't. And then he remembered that he's not supposed to hurt the bunny. Then the bunny curled up next to him. And every day, I still let them play together from now on. Bye!